200 years. That is how long ago this story began. And right now, in the year 2024, that same story is making certain lucky coin owners $105,000 richer. This is the 2004 Jefferson 5 cent piece metal nickel, and the rare error version of this extraordinary commemorative coin has just become one of the most electrifying discoveries in modern American numismatics. If you have one somewhere in your home right now, and you very well might, everything you thought you knew about your loose change is about to change forever. Do not touch that channel button. Not yet. Cast your mind back to 1803. President Thomas Jefferson, the very man whose face appears on this coin, had just Louisiana Purchase. Overnight, America doubled in size, and almost immediately, Jefferson commissioned the most daring expedition in American history, sending Meriwether Lewis and William Clark westward into completely unknown territory to explore, document, and map this vast new American frontier. Before they departed, Jefferson gave the explorers special piece medals, large silver coins bearing his portrait, and the image of two hands clasped together in friendship to present to the Native American leaders they would encounter along the way. Those piece medals became legendary symbols of diplomacy, exploration, and the spirit of a young nation pushing boldly into its own future. And in 2004, exactly 200 years later, the United States Mint immortalized that moment forever on the reverse of a special Jefferson nickel. That coin is what we are talking about today. Here is what makes this coin so visually stunning and historically powerful. On the obverse you will find that bold redesigned portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing forward, the same dynamic new portrait introduced for the Westward Journey series, with In God We Trust to the left, Liberty to the right, and the date 2004 with the Philadelphia Mint mark sitting clearly at the bottom. Now turn it over, and there it is. The piece metal design, two hands clasped together in that historic gesture of friendship and diplomacy, crossed pipe and tomahawk beneath them, with Louisiana Purchase and 1803 inscribed to mark that world-changing moment in American history. United States of America arches across the top, and 5 cents sits at the bottom. This coin weighs 5 grams, measures 21.21 millimeters, and carries that standard 75% copper and 25% nickel composition. In regular form, it is already a beautiful and historically significant piece. In error form, it is something that stops experienced collectors completely in their tracks. So what exactly are you looking for? Here is where your pulse should start rising. The most prized and most valuable error found on the 2004 piece metal nickel is the double die obverse, where Jefferson's portrait, the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, and the date itself show dramatic, unmistakable doubling caused by a misaligned die during the coin's production. Under a magnifying glass, the effect is immediately visible. Letters appear thick, ghosted, and doubled in a way that once you see it, you absolutely cannot unsee it. Collectors have been hunting strong examples of this error since the moment these coins first entered circulation. In 2004, 20 years of searching, and the finest certified examples that have surfaced at major auction houses have achieved results that left even veteran numismatists genuinely speechless. Wrong planchet errors on this coin, where the piece metal design was accidentally struck on a blank intended for a completely different denomination, are so vanishingly rare that confirmed examples are essentially treated as museum pieces by the serious collecting community. Off-center strikes showing that dramatic clasped hands design dramatically shifted while the date and mint mark remain visible have generated some of the most competitive and ferocious bidding ever witnessed at major American coin auctions, because everyone in that room understands exactly what they are looking at: history, rarity, value, all three combined in one tiny 5-cent coin. And now the number that makes this entire story so urgent and so deeply personal for anyone holding a 2004p piece metal nickel right now. Certified error. Examples, authenticated by PCGS or NGC in top mint state condition, have achieved verified auction. Results reaching $105,000 and beyond for the finest and most dramatic specimens ever brought to market. $105,000 for a 5 cent coin commemorating a 200-year-old handshake, the most valuable gesture of friendship you will ever hold in your hand. Find every 2004p piece metal nickel you own right now. Examine each one carefully under magnification. Look for doubling in the lettering. Look for anything unusual about the strike or the planchet. And if something extraordinary catches your eye, protect it. Do not clean it and get it professionally evaluated immediately. History is literally worth $105,000 in your hands. Sparkles. Subscribe to Coin Clues. Your next life-changing discovery is just one video away. Okay, real talk. I need you to forget everything you think you know about nickels right now, because what I am about to show you is going to completely shatter the way you think about the loose change sitting in your car, your drawer, your old coat pocket. We are talking about the 2005p Jefferson Bison Nickel and a specific error version of this coin that collectors are paying $83,690 and beyond to own. Not hundreds, not thousands. $83,690 for a nickel. So before you dismiss this, stay right here because this might be the most important video you watch all year. 2005 was a landmark year for American coinage, and here is why that matters so deeply. The United States Mint launched the Westward Journey Nickel series, a special commemorative program celebrating the 200th anniversary of the legendary Lewis and Clark expedition. For the first time in decades, the classic Monticello design on the reverse of the nickel was replaced with stunning new artwork, and the most iconic design of the entire series, the American bison, that magnificent, powerful symbol of the American frontier, standing bold and proud on the reverse of the 2005 nickel. This was not just a coin. This was a celebration of American history, adventure, and the spirit of exploration. And the Philadelphia Mint, identified by that small P mint mark, produced millions of these extraordinary coins that year. Now let me walk you through exactly what this coin looks like, because details matter enormously here. On the obverse you will find a brand new forward-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, redesigned specifically for this series, looking more alive and dynamic than any previous nickel portrait. In God We Trust sits to the left, and Liberty appears in bold letters to the right. The date, 2005, with the P mint mark sits clearly at the bottom. Now flip it over and there it is, that breathtaking American bison design, powerful and majestic, with United States of America above and 5 cents below. This coin weighs 5 grams, measures 21.21 millimeters, and is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Beautiful in its regular form, absolutely priceless in its error form. And here is exactly what you need to hunt for right now: the most valuable and most famous error associated with the 2005p Bison Nickel is the dramatic doubled die obverse. On certain examples from Philadelphia that year, the obverse die received a misaligned second impression during production, creating a coin where Jefferson's portrait, the lettering in Liberty, and In God We Trust appear with unmistakable ghosted doubling that is visible even to the naked eye. Pull out your magnifying glass right now and look at those words on your 2005p Bison Nickel. Do the letters look doubled or shadowed? Does Jefferson's eye or hairline appear duplicated? Because if the answer is yes, you need to stop touching that coin immediately and protect it like it is made of solid gold. But that is not the only error worth hunting. Off-center strikes on the 2005p Bison Nickel, where that magnificent buffalo design is dramatically shifted while the date and mint mark remain clearly visible, have produced some of the most visually stunning error coins in the entire Westward Journey series. And wrong planchet errors from this year, where the bison design was accidentally struck on a foreign, blank or wrong denomination planchet, are so extraordinarily scarce that confirmed examples send the entire numismatic community into immediate excitement the moment they surface. Here is what really gets me every single time I think about this coin. Millions of people held this beautiful Bison Nickel in 2005 and thought nothing of it. They spent it on coffee, on parking meters, on vending machines. They dropped it on the floor and did not bother picking it up. And somewhere in that river of spent and forgotten nickels were error coins worth more than most people make in an entire year of working. That thought keeps serious collectors up at night, and it should keep you looking very carefully too. Certified 2005 Bison Jefferson 5 cent error coins, authenticated by PCGS or NGC in top mint state condition, have achieved verified auction results reaching $83,690 and beyond for the finest and most dramatic error specimens ever brought to market. $83,000 for a nickel with a bison on the back, the most beautiful and valuable 5 cents you will ever hold in your life. Check every 2005 Bison nickel you can find. Examine them carefully. Look for doubling. Look for anything that makes you stop and look twice. And if you find something extraordinary, do not clean it, do not spend it. Get it evaluated immediately. Already be closer than you think. Sparkles. Because next week we reveal another hidden treasure that could be sitting in your pocket today. Let me ask you something straight up. When was the last time you actually really looked, at a nickel before dropping it into your pocket or tossing it into a jar? If you are, like most people, the answer is never. And that right there is exactly why someone out there is unknowingly sitting on a 2020 Jefferson 5 cent coin worth $47,370 and has absolutely no idea. Zero. None. That coin is just sitting there, waiting. And today we are going to make sure that if that person is you finally know about it. Here is something most people never think about. The year 2020 was unlike any year in modern history. The entire world shut down. Factories closed. Supply chains collapsed. And yet inside the United States Mint, through all of that chaos and disruption, coin production never stopped. Billions of nickels kept rolling off the presses because the American economy still needed change to function. But here is what nobody talks about: when you rush production under pressure, when normal quality control procedures get disrupted, when the entire world is operating in crisis mode, mistakes happen. Rare, dramatic, extraordinarily valuable mistakes that slip through undetected and enter circulation completely unnoticed. That is exactly what happened with certain 2020 Jefferson 5 cent error coins. And those mistakes are now worth a fortune to the right collector. Let me tell you what you are looking at when you hold a 2020 Jefferson nickel in your hand. On the obverse, you will find the dignified portrait of Thomas Jefferson, 3rd President of the United States, author of the Declaration of Independence, facing right with the word liberty in script lettering and in God we trust clearly inscribed. The date 2020 sits at the bottom along with the mint mark, either P for Philadelphia or D for Denver. Flip it over and you will see the iconic Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia estate, with Monticello below it, 5 cents at the bottom, and United States of America across the top. This coin measures 21.21 millimeters, weighs 5 grams, and is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Simple, familiar, completely overlooked by almost everyone who touches it. But here is where everything changes. Certain 2020 Jefferson nickels exist, with errors so dramatic and so visually striking that experienced collectors physically stop breathing for a moment when they see them. The double die obverse error, where liberty and God We Trust, and Jefferson's portrait show unmistakable ghosted doubling, is the most prized and most desperately hunted error associated with this year. Look at those words on your 2020 nickel. Right now, under a magnifying glass, do the letters appear thick or shadowed? Do you see any doubling in the date itself? Because if you do, everything about your day just changed completely. Off-center strikes on 2020 nickels, where the entire Monticello design shifts dramatically to one side while the date stays clearly visible, have sent collectors into absolute overdrive. At auction, wrong planchet errors, where a 2020 Jefferson design was accidentally struck on a blank mint for a completely different coin, are so breathtakingly rare that confirmed certified examples are treated like crown jewels by the numismatic community. These are not just coins. These are once-in-a-lifetime finds. And the people who discovered them never saw it coming, just like you might not be seeing it coming right now. Think about every nickel you have ever spent without looking at it. Think about every coin jar you have ever cashed in at a machine without checking a single piece. Think about how many times a potentially life-changing coin passed through your fingers completely unrecognized. That ends today, because now you know. Certified examples of the 2020 Jefferson 5-cent error coins, authenticated and graded by PCGS or NGC in top mint state condition, have achieved verified auction results, reaching $47,370 and beyond for the most dramatic and rarest specimens ever brought to market. $47,000 for a 5-cent coin. That gap between face value and true value is where the most extraordinary numismatic stories are written. So right now, find every 2020 nickel you own, grab a magnifying glass, look for doubling, look for off-center strikes, look for anything unusual, and if something catches your eye, protect that coin immediately and get it professionally evaluated. Your most valuable discovery might already be in your pocket. Sparkles. Subscribe to Coin Clues, because we find hidden treasures every single week that could change your life completely.